Fatima is still in jail. Karen is in utter disbelief because she don't know who the baby daddy is. And ZAC ain't having none of this whole What's good, y'all? It's your good sis Erica Vane coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV with another Sistas video. In this video, I am breaking down episode number 14 from season 4. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on your bell notifications so that you don't miss out on any of my Sistas videos. I give you breakdowns, deep dives, scene studies, character analysis, and overall commentary around Sistas and all of the other hot television series that are on television and streaming. And you're not going to want to miss this or any of the other content that I make, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Now, without further ado, let's talk about episode 14. So what I will say is these 3 episodes since the return from the long-awaited hiatus of season 4, the mid-season hiatus, have been kind of slow. Not much is really happening. And I say that in reference to when you look at the episodes by themselves. I think if you would have put everything that happened in these 3 episodes, episode 12, 13, and 14 together, that would have made for a phenomenal episode number 12. But it's just moving very slow. In this episode, we get to see, okay, Fatima's still in jail. The judge is holding her without bail. Hayden is pulling his little strings. We get to see Karen's, the first reactions for her finding out that there really could be ZAC or Aaron's baby and her process and her emotions around that. We get to see Danni start to put 2 and 2 together and realize that ZAC is the one pulling the strings when it comes to Preston and his choice now to go and date every black woman in Atlanta. We get to see, Andi try to play this manipulation game with Gary, and it's like all little bits of information into everybody's story and to move everybody's story along, but it's not moving along fast enough for me. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. Like, it wasn't a bad episode. However, because of the pacing, I am definitely just struggling with like, okay, I need to know more. Like when we think about Danni and ZAC, this episode we get to see them come together again as friends. Danni pulls up on him after Preston gives her a call talking about he wants to come get his stuff and he wants to get it when she's not there. Boy, when you ain't got no stuff there, it definitely had ZAC's handwriting all over it in reference to what he was saying, talking about some he good on that and all of those things. So he definitely was dropping breadcrumbs to like lead Danni there. And like I mentioned before, once we found out that it was ZAC's idea for Preston to be leading these black women in Atlanta on and going on a date with all these black women and parading them around Danni to try to make her jealous, whether she had information or not, she knew that this was something within ZAC's wheelhouse. It's something that he has done before with Karen, and for whatever reason the girls got the inkling that ZAC was the one influencing it, and come to find out he is. So in this episode, I think one of the strongest things that happened is that we do get to see Danni come and confront ZAC on it, but I just think that they spent way too much time not saying enough, right? Like, we get there, she get there and she's like, you have Preston doing exactly what you did to Karen, and I'm not stupid and I see it. Love that. We get to see her congratulate him on doing well, but still questioning, is anything about this illegal, because they know his background. Got it. They feel very much so like friends, but part of me wanted more. Like, part of me wanted something else to also happen, some other conversation to happen. Like, we do get ZAC talking to her about how she needs to let that man love her and give him a chance and all of that. But I feel like there was so much like surface conversation that they didn't spend enough time on the beats of the things that actually mattered and the deep things that friends would actually say. Like, ZAC spent way too much time repelling Danni and like pushing Danni away and being annoyed when he really could have gotten to a more vulnerable place if he was trying to help her and Rodeo actually make this love connection. It's interesting where ZAC's character is right now in the story, because part of me struggles with some of the character choices that he's making in reference to like, now he wants to look down on Danni when he was the one sleeping in her bed and sleeping on her couch and riding a bike and like going back. She snapped you up from a shelter and now you got this duplex and you've made it big. And like, he's making little comments at the top of their scene that alludes to the fact that he thinks he's better than her now. And it's just like, sir, calm down. Your life is going in a positive direction. You have turned things around. You have hit a stroke of luck, but you've also capitalized on the hard work that you have. But that also doesn't change like who you are at your core, and it also doesn't now propel you to a place where you can look down on the people who you use to get where you are. Like, I get his love and adoration and respect for Fatima, and I 100% believe that it's Fatima coming to the table with her standards, with her power, with her poise, that really helped propel ZAC in this new direction, in addition to this money, y'all. Because I think the number one factor that changed ZAC is the money, not Fatima. But that's a conversation for a whole other video on another day. I do respect and understand the value and the part that she definitely does play, but I don't like the direction that I feel like ZAC is going, where he's downplaying everything else that also was a part of this puzzle, or a piece in this puzzle to make for this beautiful ass picture that he's living in now. And the start of that scene, he was given very much so that energy, and like, we're led to believe that ZAC and Danni are actually friends, while they have, like, you know, a little bit of tension and they go back and forth like brother and sister. Too much of this scene felt like him kind of like detaching and disassociating and not actually caring the way that he would care if he was actually her brother, like moving like that, or if he was actually in a place where he was still down and out and still needed her. So I was looking for a little bit more of that energy. I was looking for a little bit more of like intentional, honest, vulnerable conversation. Like, she came to you, she's looking for answers, and this is the perfect time to call her on her shit, and not in a way that's trite, but like break it down to her, be her friend in the same way that Danni is able to, you know, correct Karen and tell Karen like, girl, this is what it is and this is what it ain't. This was Zac's opportunity to do that for Danni, and I feel like he dropped the ball in this scene. But again, it was one of the strongest moments in the episode. We spent a lot of time for them to say the things that they said. They didn't say enough, but it was one of the strongest story moments, I will say. Now, aside from that, ZAC is also spending the day trying to call Fatima, and I can only imagine what's going through his mind. I would have loved to see a little bit more self-doubt in reference to ZAC, because I don't know if he is all bought in just yet. And like, I know that he still feels like he got to do a certain thing, or he got to be away to make sure he keep Fatima, because he don't want to lose Fatima. And I saw him getting frustrated, but I was like, would his character be frustrated, or would he start to spiral and wonder if this woman is running, or wonder if this woman is avoiding him? Now, he does pull up to the law firm at the end of the episode looking for Fatima, and it looks more of frustration. I'm like, oh, I would love it if he would have played it like a little bit more concerned. Like, is she now over it because I just got arrested? Karen's is pregnant. I got this other baby, all this random stuff, and I'm really trying to make it like, I would love to see a connection to like if he even has thoughts of what he had like a month before when his situation was completely different. But that's literally just the storyteller, the screenwriter. I mean, don't mind me, y'all. I said all that to say, we get to the end of the episode and ZAC decides to lay Hayden's ass out, because Hayden wants to basically parade around the fact that he got Fatima locked up and that he is wreaking havoc on both of their lives. And I will hand it to ZAC, because he kept his cool for the most part for a while, and Hayden was steadily provoking. Now, I kind of wish ZAC wouldn't have acted at all, but this is television, it's drama specifically, so of course he's going to do or say something, and he decides to lay hands, put them paws on Hayden. And y'all know I have been definitely like here for Hayden getting his ass whooped at any given time, but part of me feels like this is going to create a bigger situation. And Andi was right, and like, he wants you to get arrested. He wants you to violate your parole. He wants to continue to ruin your life. So let's not give him that. But we're going to have to wait until next week's episode, or probably the week after that, y'all. Like, let's be honest, to see what the fallout is going to be behind that. Because if Hayden got Fatima arrested for breaking up all his shit, then he's definitely going to get ZAC arrested for beating his ass at this law firm. At the top of the episode, my good sis Karen is struggling, to say the least. She is struggling with the news that she's barely 4 weeks pregnant, which means that this could be Zac's or Aaron's baby, given the fact that they had sex within days of each other. And I really enjoy it. Like, I already know a lot of people, not y'all, but a lot of people have checked out of Karen and like, oh, don't like her. I actually, to make a few videos that I've been working on, I have been going back to rewatch, and I am really, really enjoying watching Karen's journey, but I feel like I'm watching her clearly, and a lot of people have already made up their minds and have been judging her. I was going back through comments of like, oh, Karen has always been mean, she's never been nice, and I literally have seen upon scene upon scene where you see her be vulnerable, you see her be honest, you see her and Zach in a really great place. And like, I know that some people want to rewrite history, but the stuff is there. And for me, what I saw in her in this episode is that she's really in a space of processing. We got to give people time to process. She really believed that this baby was going to be Zach's, because I believe that she thought that she conceived well before 4 weeks ago. And probably the last time that they had sex before the salon was when they made up after Zach was staying at Danny's house, and she went to go get him after the whole debacle of Danny and Zach slept together, and there was actually a lie. She found out about that, and her and Danny made up. She went to go get Zach, and on the way home, they had sex in her truck. I think that that's when she believes that she conceived, and when she's confronted with the fact that that was not the case, now she has to recalibrate. She has to readjust. She has to be able to wrap her head around what she thought is no longer the case. And I think that that's 100% valid. I would be a little bit taken aback as well. Like, yes, Aaron is a phenomenal man. However, he also came into her life at a very confusing time. And then when he came into her life at a very confusing time, it got even more complicated because his wife blew her head off in front of Karen at her job. Then her wife's brothers broke into her house and tried to kill her. Like, so much has happened. So much trauma has been endured by this woman. And the way that I see the multitude of the audience just completely disassociate the person's experience from how they're actually handling, moving, and thinking in the present is just beyond me. The lack of empathy is really kind of disgusting, but I'm gonna stick to what I liked and what I enjoyed. And I did enjoy seeing this. To me, when watching her communicate with Aaron, like, she asked Aaron, she's like, I want to just get a ride home. Like, I want to go order a car or probably get an Uber or whatever home, because she needs space. She wants to think. Nothing is wrong with that. Aaron has been so pushy. One of the things that I cannot understand about his character is like, yes, Aaron, you are a very supportive, open, emotionally mature, and aware man. But what about this means that all your answers, everything that you have to say, have to be done right now? Karen is not a damn flight risk. She owns a salon. She has a whole job. All of her friends, which are basically her family, are here. She's not picking up and moving to Alaska tomorrow. So whatever your thoughts and feelings about finding out or getting a confirmation, or her feelings around her wanting it to be Zach's baby, all of the things that you have to say or want to say about it can be said tomorrow, can be said next week, because guess what? She'll still be pregnant then. Y'all have a whole 9 months to figure all this out. What is the damn problem in giving the girl space and giving the girl silence so that she can be with her thoughts, so that she can get to a place of acceptance? We have yet to really register that Karen is grieving. And the stages of grief are: 1, denial; 2, anger; 3, bargaining; 4, depression; 5, acceptance. Whether y'all want to believe it or not, those are the actual psychological stages of grief. For whatever reason, too many people in the audience, and also I think in the damn show, because some of these characters don't have enough empathy for each other, but that's another conversation. Too many people think that Karen is some type of damn superhuman who is supposed to skip steps in the stages of grief. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. She will never arrive at a place of acceptance if people are constantly berating her, distracting her, and trying to get her to circumvent the damn stages and journeys in the process of grief. She asks for a silent car ride home. You get to the very end of the car ride. You said, can I talk now? No, your ass can't talk now. Talk next week. Make a damn voice note, save it, and play that shit for me once I have gotten my shit together. Like, we gotta be able to, and this is not a slight at Aaron because this doesn't make him a bad person, right? This is just one of the things where I think that he has a blind spot. And if you're gonna show up for somebody and you're trying to consistently show up for somebody, you have to be able to show up in a way that they need, not just in a way that you want to be seen. And I think that that's what we're seeing play out on screen right now. And so many people was like, Aaron just needs to leave Karen alone. No, Aaron needs to do a better job of listening. Aaron needs to commit. He needs to commit to putting Karen first, if that's what he's actually trying to do, and allow her the space and the time that she needs. He needs to decide how much time he's willing to give her, how much time he's willing to wait so that she can process and work through the things that she has to do in reference to self-healing, and support her in that way. Again, she will be pregnant for the next 9 months. The truth that you're trying to say today will still be the truth tomorrow, will still be the truth next week, will still be the truth in a month from now. There's no reason why we're standing in this damn doctor's office. There's no reason that we're sitting outside my salon 20 minutes later and you just have to say whatever the hell it is that you have to say. And none of those words are, do you want ice cream? Do you need groceries? Are you hungry? Do you need your feet rubbed? Like, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it at that. Y'all do what y'all will with that in the comment section, but I said what I said. Now, aside from that, Rodeo, I'm trying to root for you, but you're being a clown. You left some books and shit at Danni's house. Sir, if you want to see her, just say that. Like, can we stop? Can we stop not being true to ourselves and how we feel? If you want to see the girl, call the girl up and say, hey, I want to see you. Like, we just want to play everything so cool. We want to be play about this, and we want to, like, I've said this in my previous breakdown videos. Do what the hell it is that you actually want to do, and be true to yourself and your feelings and your thoughts. Everything else is gump shit. Everything else is gump shit. Do you want to be a gump like Gary? Do you want to be a gump like Hayden? I didn't think so. Speaking of gump ass Gary, he calls Hayden up because he wants to know if Robin's there, because that's any of his business. Every week I'm just wondering, why has Gary not gone to hell yet? Moving on. Maurice takes a little bit of time to talk to Sabrina about Calvin just popping up and kind of make her feel bad, but I'm so over that, so I'm not going to talk about it. Y'all talk about it in the comment section down below, and maybe I'll reply if anybody say anything interesting or add a different note that we have not already talked about Calvin and Sabrina's ridiculous ass relationship. What's more interesting and dumb to me is the fact that when Maurice arrives home, Calvin is sitting his goofy ass at the dinner table with Klepto, the magic dark-skinned criminal man, eating dinner as if everything is all good. And then we got to get this damn sob story from Q about how he was traumatized as a kid, which ultimately is going to, I guess, start off his redemption journey, and we need to know his story. Tyler Perry, is too late. This story coming up now, I don't know if I'm just being a bitch or what, but it does not absolve him of all the things that he just did. It does not absolve him of the trash person that he is in this moment in time. Me learning about his story did absolutely nothing for me. I'm sorry that happened to you as a boy, but you still got to get the hell up out of here. Period. And the fact that now Calvin got this soft spot magically for this boy who emptied his damn bank account and held his roommate and his girlfriend up at gunpoint and tried to rob their job, and now all of a sudden he don't feel bad. No. It's stupid. No. Tell your story on the other side of the door. We can try to get you some resources, throw you some money on your Cash App, but other than that, you got to get the hell up out of here. But y'all let me know in the comment section down below. That's all I got for this breakdown. I actually said more than I thought I was going to say. So I cannot wait to continue this conversation. Also, we'll be going live. We will be going live on Thursdays every week at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I believe. Let me know in the comment section down below if it's a different time that y'all want to do. 5 p.m. is the latest I can do just because I have other obligations in the evening. But anytime before or at 5 p.m. on Thursdays, I can go live to talk about Sistas and do the after show. Yeah, can't wait to see what y'all think. See you in the next one.